Hello everybody and welcome back to another video by NovaPans Handpans. Today we have a lot of handpans. We always get this question, do you have a video comparison of the different scales? Although we have made separate videos of most of our scales, we've never really done a video of all the scales together. So what I've done is I've collected as many of the different scales as possible so I can play them back to back, and you can actually have somewhat of a live, real-time experience to compare the different handpans. So there's a lot of handpans here. I see at least 10. So this might take a while. Sit back and take your time to enjoy these. So we're going to start with the classic 9-note D curd. This handpan was the handpan which is pretty much the first scale ever invented. The reason why it kept its popularity is probably because of all the videos that already pre-exist, like Hang Massive, Daniel Waples, and most people have this scale. So when people ask what scale should I start with, ultimately, although we say choose one which really sings to you, attracts you the most, at the same time, you want to make sure that there's enough room for you to develop. And as a starter handpan, the curd is great because you've essentially got, I'll give you a demo and then I'll talk about it. So here's the 9-note D curd. That's the 9-note D curd. It's great as a starter handpan and for wanting to explore on a, say, starter to mediocre, medium level, because you've got the semitonal change there, and that allows you to explore both this kind of natural minor feeling with a raised minor melodic. Sorry, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the correct theoretical term for it, but you've got a raised semitone of the note there, and that creates a suspense, which gives you plenty of room to develop whatever you're playing. So that's why the D curd, or the curd scale in general, is a popular one. Don't worry too much about the actual starting note that you choose. That's technically a separate video, and I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible. But essentially, D is the most popular, D3. However, you could choose any other note, depending on what really is best for you. D3 pretty much is great for fitting in with every other instrument. It's not too high, it's not too low, but you'll hear on our other handpans here today that there are some extra low notes, extra low scales, which just sound very different in themselves. So it really comes down to personal preference. So that was the D curd. And now I'm going to show you, without dropping any handpans here, the B Amara. Now, although I'm specifying the notes, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the second part, the second name, the scale name. So that was a curd. This is an Amara. So if the curd is the most popular handpan scale, the Amara is probably the second most popular. And all that is essentially is like a curd, but a major equivalent. So if you're familiar with music theory, you've got the minor scales and the major scales. Minor tend to sound a little bit more gloomy, mysterious, suspenseful. Major scales tend to sound a little bit more ethereal, kind of joyous, ecstatic, And you could also call it happy sad. But really, those are overly simplified terms. Because you can create happy feelings on a curd, on a minor scale, as well as sad songs on, say, an Amara scale or a major scale. It really comes down to how you play it. But typically, it's kind of like that. You've got the minor, and the major. Now, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, just skip through it. This is the Amara. There you go, that's the Amara scale. Sounds a little bit more ethereal, happy, elate. And this is in a B2, so extra low. Again, if you like the scale, the sound, the song that it creates, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that key of B. It can be a D Amara, for example. All right, jumping quickly to the next one, in no particular order now. We have what have we got? This here is a Sabi scale. When we compare handpans, we sometimes try to make them relate to each other. This is a major scale. It's a Sabi scale. Somewhat related to the Amara. It's kind of like the Amara, but even more ethereal sounding. There you go, that's the Sabi scale. It creates feelings of nostalgia. If anyone's into Japanese anime, there's definitely that kind of essence to it, you know. Pokemon. Not that you're getting a handpan to play Pokemon, but the feeling is somewhat aged, you know. But in that sense, you get kind of stuck in time, in some sort of time warp. And it's a nice, tranquil feeling. Again, this might actually complicate your decision process in choosing the right scale. If there's any particular handpan scale you like here, which you like, we recommend finding the other videos online, which is especially for that scale. Have a listen to them and see what you like and which scale you like more than another scale, and even the notes. This is a D. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. Over here we've got, you'll know this one from Ethereal and E, also our handpans. This is a Haussian scale. By the way, scales are constantly being made there, and their names aren't really properly, I mean, when we say properly defined, they're not traditional in the sense that, you know, we've been naming these scales since the beginning of time. A lot of them are just notes which someone's put together recently, someone of the modern day, and they've slapped a name on it, like Kurd, Amara, Sabi, Mystic. These are just modern day names. They have more technical names according to music theory, but they're not using them probably because they're a bit more of a mouthful. So you just have to remember the names at the moment. So this is a Haussian scale. And Ethereal in E tends to play something like this. Something like that, right? if you like ethereal knees videos and you like his handpan, particularly this turquoise Generation 7, which we make for him and others who want it, this is the Halcyon. Again, a very major scale, ethereal, like the person who plays it, the name of the person who plays it. And for me, it sounds like you're flying through the air, you know, it's very active, I find, and gentle. That's the Halcyon. Alright, check out the videos by Ethereal Knee if you like that one. I want to jump quickly to the Pygmy before we start experimenting with, well, yeah, these more experimental ones. Where are you? We had a Pygmy here somewhere. Looking at us. This is the Pygmy, also B, or maybe not, C. Pygmy scale on the same level as Sabi in the sense that its popularity, but in terms of melodic nature, it's a more minor scale. Pygmy. We're going to jump to the lake scale here. I'm just going to play them now. This one's a little bit more like a Christmas sounding handpan. And then we've got these more experimental handpans on the minor spectrum. This is a melodic minor. Anyone who's done music theory knows this term. Very mysterious. F-sharp melodic. Oh, we've done most of these so far. Yeah, we've done that. This one, we've got this one marked as a natural minor, B natural minor. So a natural variation on the minor here. B2. Perfect for accompanying. You can imagine. This one is a natural minor, okay, in B2 also. I think we've got one more, and we call this one a Middle Eastern. Now, we've been experimenting with these. And if you do like any of them, let us know, because not all of them will be there as a selection on our website necessarily, so you have to let us know. We also do custom scales, so if there's a particular scale or combination you want, we can also make it. This is the Hijaz, okay? I'm glad we didn't miss this. The Hijaz is also a popular one for those who like this more Egyptian sounding, experimental, not experimental, they're all experimental. Hijaz, Egyptian, it's like traveling through the desert. The Hijaz in D. So there you have it. That's actually most of the different scales available online or by most handpan makers. I will just show you on the mini handpan since we are comparing sounds. This is a, I believe it's a G sharp chord. There you have it. That's a comparison of all the scales, most of the scales we can come up with today. If you've got any questions about any particular scale you want to hear again, or for that matter, any questions whatsoever, let us know. We recommend checking out the individual videos for each of these handpans because it really ultimately comes down to what you decide personally. It's okay for some people to say, "Oh, get this scale because most people have it," or "Get this scale because, you know, their friend recommends it." But ultimately, you're the one who's going to be getting the handpan. You're the one who's going to be playing it every day. You want to make sure you're happy with it. Make sure you like the story that it sings when it's played. Try to find a handpan which allows you to play, or at least allows you to hear multiple stories, because then it allows you to explore. But it's kind of inevitable for most people to find that after a year or two, they want another handpan, another story to tell, and that's when you can explore a different handpan. If you're learning the handpan or just getting started, check out our free tutorials, because they've helped a lot of people just learn from everything from the basics to actual advanced rhythms and techniques on the handpan, and it's all free. It's on YouTube. Just type in NovaPans Handpans free tutorials, handpan tutorials. We're there. That's it. If you've got any questions, let us know, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.